Welcome back to another edition of The Forge, where two enter, one leaves champion, and one leaves beaten, battered, and bruised. Today we have two people who are qualified for the Forge Watch Invitational, looking to take down a field of tremendous competitors. We have our reigning king of the hill, 1/8 of a world champion, GottabeKD. Oh, he's looking to stomp somebody today. All week he was like, who do I get to stop, Tiny? Who do I get to stop, Tiny? Who's it going to be? I was like, chill, man. Chill. We're going to find you somebody to stop. Don't worry. And in the other corner is Caitiri. He says, you're not going to stop me. I'm not in the Forge Watch Invitational because I'm some chump. I'm going to win that, and I'm going to win today. I'm going to win them both. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the decks that have been submitted to us. We have, I actually don't know how to pronounce his name. Jake, you got any thoughts of this? Caitiri?
If I could see his name, I could help you out. But you never actually submitted his name to me. By us, you mostly meant you.
We're going to go
I'd go with Caitiri.
We're going to go with Caitiri. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks like he's running a fairly interesting deck. I mean, we've seen a lot of AT lately. I don't think we've seen a lot of UT lately.
I mean, does it even really count as UT, though? I can count the U cards on one hand.
It's a very interesting list, actually. It's basically a Mono Tempe's burn deck with Etherphage to pull out what exactly? What do you feel like that Etherphage is targeting?
Something. I'm not sure what he's scared of.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to him about that, because I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm interested in what spell he's so scared of.
I mean, maybe.
It might just be that, Etherphage, good card, big body, might as well pull a card, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's something to attack with.
Could be Cull. Could be Varna's Pact. That's kind of scaring him. And he's got
Cull's decent actually because it kills the Flame Shapers all the way up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is an interesting list. I don't think I've seen this yet. I'm a little bit surprised to not see something like Thundersoar in here. I mean, can you imagine Secrets of Solace running a UT deck without Thundersoar?
Madness.
Yeah, the world has kind of changed here. But it looks like we've got a very interesting deck. We're going to have to talk to him about this and see what he's got going on here. I mean, other than that, it's just kind of typical Shaper, Invoker, burn everything to the ground, hope you live through player level 1 to get to player level 2 and just rule the world.
Yeah.
Alright, let's look at GottabeKD's deck list. He actually, I believe he has the same list as last week, which is basically the higher variance, higher power version of the Brood Queen deck. And when I say that, it is not an insult in any way. It's just Varna's Pact and Nether Shriek tend to have a much higher power level, but they do have a little bit more variance built into them. What do you think, Jake?
He has one less tangled than last week.
Oh, he's down to 1 tangle. Okay. Sorry, Tangled. I almost mispronounced
Tangled,
that.
yeah, get it right, sir. Yeah.
Is this the Brood Queen deck you like best these days, Jake, or have you fallen in love with the life gain version like a lot of people have? Have you gone back to the Patriarch buff 'em up version? What have you been liking?
I don't really even have an answer to that. I don't like the life gain version, but I'd probably have to go with this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Varna's Pact, but this deck makes it work very well.
Yeah, this is a pretty good list. I've seen a lot of people running the life gain list, which is really interesting because you can get over 100 fairly easily early. You get sludges that are really doing work for you. Is your fear simply I might go under 100 and then the deck is worse?
The fear is more, I don't think the deck is that much better when it is over 100.
Gotcha. Have you ever gotten a player level 2 double 10/10 sludge? It's pretty good.
That's pretty much the best case scenario because all the other cards, you don't really care if you're over 100 when it comes down to it. Some people play Arborist. It doesn't really matter if he's bigger because if the other side is Brood Queens, it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. They're just going to burn down your 16, 19 Arborist anyway with the Brood Queen. Maybe it's not as relevant.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring on our competitors. Caitiri, how do you pronounce your name here?
Caitiri.
Caitiri, there you go. We're
There you go.
All right, Caitiri, what are you so afraid of that you felt the need to splash Aetherphage, because you could have splashed any card you wanted. You could have splashed Necarium and put Dire Hounds in here. You could have done anything you wanted, and you chose Aetherphage. What's going on there?
Yeah, this is kind of going off my burn deck that I've been playing for a few months now, and Aetherphage is really, it's just a big body. It's an okay underdrop that has a little bit of extra value. The Dire Hound Splash might be a bit better. I've been playing around with a bunch of different options, but I thought I'd give this one a try today.
Okay. Have you run it at all mono just to have the avatar, or do you feel like that body's just not really big enough?
Oh yeah, definitely. That was my old list. Like the reason I qualified for Four Watch Invitational was kind of my top. I've made a bunch of top 16s using an unlegendary version of this list, which was mostly mono Tempest.
Gotcha.
Avatar has gotten worse with opposing Aetherphages because they shrink it. So that's one of the reasons for cutting it, and just kind of trying out some other options. And I thought this was a good time to give this one a try.
Okay. And is Echo Wisp in there just sort of a board fill to try to foil Brood Queen decks a little bit?
Yeah, in this format you kind of need to be able to spread wide a little bit because of Brood Queen, and it's got a decent level 1 to 6 attack. You're not seeing too much Epidemic anymore, so it's not going to something like that anymore. So yeah, it's just kind of to cover a couple lanes and put a couple bodies on the board.
Yeah, it is a whole new world, isn't it? We're not seeing a lot of Thunderstorm. We're not seeing a lot of Epidemic. I feel like this isn't even Soulforge anymore.
Yeah, it really, like I used to run 3 Frozen Solids, and one of the main reasons was because of Thunderstorm, but you hardly ever see it now, so they've largely come out.
Yeah, I mean, Thunderstorm is the reason why I gave up on AT in every single incarnation of Soulforge until now, because there's just no good way to handle him. Now they're like, nah, it's cool, we don't even run him anymore, don't worry. Anything else you want to tell us about the deck? It looks pretty typical. Are you trying to win like in late player level 2, early 3, just by burning them out?
Yeah, it's usually around mid player level 3. You're always behind after player level 1. Then you really need kind of at least one good turn in player level 2 to turn it back around and then establish board control, and you should win from there. So it's similar to a lot I've been playing, and some people might be disappointed because I have added a couple legends. I made all my other top 16 appearances without legends, but you know, you got to try something new.
Certainly. And do you have any Iztech? Have you tried them at all on this list?
I have tried Iztech in a similar list. The Iztech deck is okay. You have to play it pretty differently. Flame Shaper is priority because it gives you value out of the underdrops that you'll be drawing in player level 2 just because you're larger deck size. Invoker is just not as important. I think the Iztech list is fine. I don't think it's as consistent as some of the other lists out there, and probably not quite as good, but it's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I think that's how I would summarize Iztech list as well. It's probably the deck I enjoy the most, but it's also the deck that I lose the most due to variance, and it kind of drives me insane.
Well, and if you get that like level 3 Iztech, and you get the Iztech lane, that's just like 46 damage to the face, so you always have that option hanging around.
Always assume you find an Iztech at some point in the early player levels.
Right. Well, and then you also have the problem, like, Aetherphage is really good against Iztech because it just takes away the spell pieces so you can't transform it.
Yeah. I think Aetherphage is the reason why I stopped running Iztech entirely. It's one of those cards where the deck is already kind of high variance, and then an Aetherphage completely ruins it on top of it.
Yeah, I was really excited for Iztech, and then started running him, and everybody just kept phaging away my spells, and that was really disappointing.
Yeah. It's kind of a sorry state. All right. Well, Caitiri, how are you going to do today? Are you going to give GottabeKD a win today? I hope not.
Well, you know, I'll do my best not to, but you never know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a Brood Queen list. You got to beat him down. And let me rephrase that. You got to burn him down.
Everything dies to fire.
All right, well, let's bring in our reigning Forge champion, 1/8 of a world champion, maybe even a Forge Watch Invitational champion. I don't know. He's got a lot of room on his plate. What's going on, man?
How's it going?
It's going quite well, and I see you have a really different list than you had last week.
Yeah, I had to shake it up, take out a couple cards, and make some changes.
So how do you think he'll fare against a just basically a straight burn deck? Does that scare you at all, or does this feel like a really good matchup for you?
It definitely doesn't scare me, that's for sure. But I know that the mono or almost mono Tempe's decks, they're pretty competitive. But I meant to tell you that when I come back next week as returning champ, I'll play something different than Brood Queen. So.
Ooh, wow! Throwing the gauntlet down. I like it. All right, anything you want to say about your deck? I mean, I feel like we talked about it a lot last week. It's a good deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot, like if you read the forums, you hear people stream, people voice their opinion on certain cards. Like some cards in Soulforge are good and some aren't good, and my deck has a lot of the good ones, so I like that.
Fair enough. I guess we have a moment here. I'm going to ask you this question. What would you think if Brood Queen's offspring did not have poison?
Actually, that's funny that you say that, because that's when people talk about if it's going to get nerfed or whatever. That was the one change that I thought of that might make it a fair card. The fact that like I'm going to play Brood Queen today, my token's going to kill one of his creatures, and then my Brood Queen's going to kill one of his creatures. Mm-hmm. But if that token doesn't kill it right off the bat, it could be a different game. So
yeah, exactly. The way I feel about Brood Queen is you play a card that has an activate removal ability, and then its offspring is a non-level gated removal spell. It just might take a little while to do the removal, but it's a really good removal spell in addition to a character.
Yeah, it definitely is. And actually, of all the potential nerfs, I actually think the one you suggested right then and there is probably one of the more fair ones.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a while. I haven't gone on the forums and sort of voiced that yet because I've been trying to wait to see how the meta would shake out. But it feels like Brood Queen is still over the power curve. I wouldn't say it's way too far over the power curve, but I would be pretty comfortable with that level of errata to it.
Yeah, I think people are noticing the kinks in the armor. That's for sure. Like I know you were talking about the sludge earlier because Brood Queen decks don't hit the ground running. So there are little counters, but nothing that it's a pretty good package. I'm not gonna lie. I like my deck a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it's very solid.
Yeah.
All right, well let's get the show on the road. But before we do, Jake, who do you think's gonna win this thing?
I think I gotta back the Brood Queens. If the burn deck was paired with Necroium, then I could get behind that and feel good about that. But I don't know about those Ether Phages and Echo Wizards.
Yeah,
they don't bring the same power level of undeath that Necroium does.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, I'm rooting for the burn deck because I want to see how it works. I think the burn deck is gonna have at least one game where it strings it all together and magic happens. But I'm gonna say 3-1 Brood Queen deck.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. I think he's going to end up staring down 5 guys on the board a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he can get his opponent low enough that he can burn him out at one time, maybe even more times. I don't know. But I think he's going to be way behind on the board.
Yeah, me too. I think every game he's going to be way behind player level 1, and then player level 2 in at least 2 of the games he'll equalize with some sort of amazing invoker shock Lance type turn or something.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, gotta be these Brood Queens are gonna win out. Well, let's go ahead and see.
All right.
Us wrong, Caitiri.
Yes.
We're all rooting for you.
Down with Brood Queen. Down with Brood Queen.
Yeah, everyone in chat is probably rooting for you. Heck, my mom just called. She's rooting for you.
Yeah, she really doesn't like Brood Queen.
Yeah, she hates Brood Queen. A friend of mine and I just met up in the constructed queue, and I was playing a Brood Queen deck. And he was playing a really cool Iztec deck. And I just stabbed him into the ground. And he texts me and he's like, yeah, Brood Queen's really good. It's like, yeah, no, it is. Iztec's cool. Brood Queen is powerful.
Alright, let's do this.
Yeah, well, while we wait, Jake, what do you think? Errata the Brood Queen to just lose the poison on the offspring? Does that seem like a good move?
I don't even think I'm willing to make a call on that because, we made a call for some nerfs to some cards in the past, and they did it. They nerfed, you remember they nerfed Phoenix, they nerfed Spite Mage.
Yep.
And then they went and they printed a whole set of cards that made said nerfs probably completely unnecessary. Like, they upped the power level. We said nerf Phoenix, it's too good right now. And they said, okay, we'll nerf it. And then they printed cards that would have made Phoenix fine, I think.
Yeah, so you're saying we should wait and see and be patient and calm?
Yeah, I think they probably got a plan.
What's wrong with you, Jake? All right.
You're right, out with the pitchforks.
Yeah. All right, so he played his Flame Shaper, which is really the whole point of the deck. And then kind of an odd opener for Gotta Be. I'm not sure that he wants to play 2 Doom Riders as his play there. But it actually works pretty well because he's not going to have any pressure on him. So he doesn't have to get like an early Brood Queen.
Yeah.
Though it would have been nice for this Invoker that's coming down. So Caitiri's been able to level all the cards he wants right now. Like everything's just kind of rolling his way.
And there's 2 more in his hand. Like, if there's a way you're going to take a game down, that is the way.
Yeah, I mean, Gotta Be has some cool plays here where he can go like Direhound into Pact if he's really worried about that Invoker. I kind of don't think he is. I think he's going to do
nor do I think he should be.
Yeah, I think he's going to do probably like Doom Rider, Deathweaver, just play his good cards and be confident that his good cards are going to win out in the end. Because these are some really high-powered cards that Gotta Be is able to level. Okay, so he is actually playing a Varnis Pact. A little surprised by that. I mean, it's good to get it leveled, though. Alright, Shaper Invoker, is that what we're going to see here? No, he's going to level Master
Nope,
Elements.
go for the Master of Elements. Gotta have something to combo with that Shaper, so.
Yep, might as well.
Got all 3 Shapers leveled.
Ooh, not a great hand for Gotta Be. We haven't seen a Brood Queen yet, and he still doesn't get one. Think he's going to double Aetherphage here, since Aetherphage is so good in this matchup?
For sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Steal all the spells.
Yep. Steals all
But,
spells.
I mean, it's good to get them leveled, but this actually isn't when Caitiri cares about having spells.
Yeah, exactly. But player level 2, it'll be nice having him online. Though, I guess he doesn't have any level 2 spells leveled. Caitiri's done such a good
the level
job.
1 page actually would have been pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, he's done such a good job of just leveling all the right cards here.
Echo was coming down for sure.
Yeah, Echo was from 1-2.
Yeah.
So he's not behind at all.
Nope.
This is certainly his dream. This is his game to lose at this point. I think you got a double Brood Queen just to get them leveled. We'll see what
Yeah,
he
it's good for
decides.
him that he actually hit them.
Yeah, oh my god. Imagine
Unless he would have literally no ways in his deck to kill, Flame Shapers or that Invoker that got leveled.
Yep. So he's got the 2 Brood Queens down. If Caitiri has a bad start to the player level, he's got to be totally fine. But we see he's going to play Shaper, Master, Shock, Burnout.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Oh my goodness. Wiping out both Brood Queens and it looks like one of the Brood Fangs as well. And then he'll put an Invoker down later and pick up the other Brood Fang with him.
Oh, he can kill everything. What are you talking about?
Kill everything? Alright. You says so.
Sure.
I haven't done the math.
He's just going to take 2 damage on his Master of Elements.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not killing everything. I see a Brood Queen up. You lied to me. Alright.
It's going to die.
I think you Deathweaver Pact 2 here.
It will die.
I mean, the problem is Aetherphage is really good to pull those level 1 spells out of his hand, but I think you gotta Deathweaver Varnis Pact, give yourself a win condition. But it looks like he's going
Nope, there goes the Aetherphage.
that route. Interesting.
This is going to be a brutally good turn anyways. He really only wanted to play 1 spell here anyway.
Yeah, this is gonna.
He's going to play the Shaper and the Flame Lance.
Yep. This is looking really bad for Gotta Be. Very interesting.
This is not
to see.
how you get ahead on the board.
No. No, it's not. But he's got a rejoinder. He's got the double Brood Queen. The poison takes that Shaper halfway down.
Yeah, but it gets to survive the turn.
Yeah. Oh, not if he does this though. He's gonna, instead of double Brood Queen, he's gonna play the Doom Rider to kill one of the Shapers.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
that
better.
worked quite well.
Yeah.
All right. So we've
Of course,
got
there's still going to be 2 Shapers.
the 3rd Shaper hits the board.
Yep.
Let's see. So 4, 8. So you could go Conflagrate, and then kill a Brood Queen. I don't know which way he wants to go here.
I think you should probably kill Brood Queen.
Yeah, but
So he doesn't
everything
want to
kills
shape
Brood Queen,
right.
basically. You could go Conflagrate, Spark, or Burnout. You kind of have to just decide, like, which one do you want to use? Which one do you want to level? Is it Conflagrate or is it Spark? What would you level here?
I think probably I would go Conflagrate.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Lightning
he's-
Spark is, I have some non-kind words for Lightning Spark.
Yeah, I agree. And Conflagrate does a really good job against the Brood Queen offspring as well, so I think it's probably the right choice to level it. I'm going to get a little damage in on that Doom Rider as well, which is always handy.
Yeah, I mean, it knocks it down and moves him out of the way.
Alright, so remember when he had a Brood Queen?
Yeah,
He does not
It's
have
not.
a Brood Queen. I just looked. He doesn't have one anymore.
okay. Thank you for the heads up.
No problem. Nether Shrink's
Wow.
pointless, even though he could
That is-
set it up.
That is going to hurt next turn.
Yeah, so is he going to Varna's Pact? Or is he going to Lotus just to fill lanes? I think you Varna's Pact here. Especially if you do it like that. Wow, interesting. Okay, just going to buff the Doom Rider and... No, okay. That's better. Buff the Brood
There we
Queen
go.
so that you can take off the Shaper.
Yes.
Much better.
Clearly that's the play, sir.
Yes, without doubt.
Yeah.
So now he's down to one Shaper, which makes his turn a little bit worse. But anytime you can go Invoker, Shock, Spell with a Shaper
He's
on
just
the
going to
board.
kill all the things, is what he's going to do.
Let's see.
It doesn't really make it worse. It's a little bit less damage to the face.
Oh man, this is gonna be very interesting. So he gets to do 3 to everyone from the Offspring, or not from the Offspring, from the Invoker. Yeah, it's gonna be
12
interesting.
from the Shaper.
Yeah, this is so much damage.
And then 2 Static Shocks. And then
this-
Combat
Spark.
finishes up Brood Queen.
well, plus a Spark if he wants it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he could do Spark, yeah.
Man, there's just.
I was thinking he would play Urantibolt because
I think he's
Spark
just-
doesn't level at all.
I think he's
And,
just doing
Urantibolt
math right
levels
now.
well.
I think he's taking a little wise. He's like, okay, this.
No, I mean, yeah, he can take his time to do the math. He's got it, though.
That's right. I forgot he was gonna get 4 from that. It's actually 16 he gets.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Shaper.
It's just Tempest cards.
That is.
Haven't triggered that way in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played a Flame Shaper. Jake, king of the Flame Shapers.
They changed Flame Shaper. He and I are, there's a rift there.
You guys are on the outs now?
He's not the same. He changed.
He did. Wow, I mean, this has been a very interesting game to watch. As we sort of predicted that there would at least be one game like this where he got just a dream setup and some dream turns, and this is.
I
like,
hope there's 2 more like this.
Yeah, I mean, if he can't win this game, then that's trouble, right? Like, this is the dream.
Yeah, this is in fact a dream.
And to me, this is why you got to play best of 3 in any real serious format. Because you have games like this that are just really one-sided and swingy, and you want to be able to see what happens. All right, all those guys are dead.
Now the Urantibolt.
Now the Urante Bolt and everyone
Yeah,
else.
because it levels better.
Oh, it's gonna spark. Interesting.
Well, why Spark? Well, okay, it hits the face, that's the upside. I think he needs to be able to. I think he wants more damage from the Urantibolt to be able to kill a big Doom Rider if it comes down and play level 3.
I think so too. I think I would Urante Bolt as well.
Like, I think if he gets his guys set up, he's going to win anyways, and Lightning Spark doing 3 more damage is not going to be relevant to the win.
I think it was more that's to the face that you have that option.
Well, no, I realize that's what I'm talking about. I don't think 3 more to the face is going to make a difference. If he has his guys set up on the board, he's going to win no matter what.
Gotcha. I think I would have to agree with that. Alright, so I imagine we're going to see Aetherphage here, but this is not how he wanted to end the play. He does get to kill the Shaper. Maybe Varna's Pact in front of the Invoker post-combat.
Sure.
See what you grab. What's he going to take out of his hand?
The devastation is coming, though.
Yeah, he's probably looking at this and he's like, I'm not doing too bad. He only has the 1 spell. I should be fine. Little does he know.
Just a lonely little Lightning Spark.
Little does he know what is in store for him. Oh, okay.
Oh, no lightning spark.
I didn't even realize he had a second ether phage in his hand. I need to
I haven't looked at his hand, so.
increase the size here. Alright, so he doesn't get the full deal. He just gets, you know, a decent hand. Man, if he had
Just some big
that,
guys. Put a shaper on the board.
with that spark though, that would have been really overwhelming. So it was a smart play by him to grab that second ether phage.
Oh, for sure. I think he was very scared of being combo chained right there. The problem is he can't take that Savant off the board. So, you know, now he's going to get the whammies coming down.
Yeah, I think you have to play ether phage here. I mean, you have to assume he's got.
I don't think there's a card in the deck that he wants to play over Etherphage, so yeah.
Even if there's one shock in his hand, that's a substantial amount of damage you're saving.
Yeah.
And you have to be scared that he's got like 2 or 3 of them. Yep, so I imagine he's pulling the shock. I'll be kind of surprised if he doesn't. I mean, you might look at that level 2 Flame Lance and think, that's kind of scary. Alright, what's he going to do here? Lotus? Roar? I mean, there aren't good plays. I'm just looking at this and going, I don't know what he does. He's going to take 14 damage from spells. I mean, from the Shaper.
Well, and the Flame Lance damage.
Yeah. I mean, this is brutal.
Alright, here we go. Let the spells fly.
I think you've... What do you do? This is a tough one with the math. So much wasted damage here. So he must be wondering, like, do I waste... Oh, okay, he's not even going to double spell. All right. That makes more sense.
No, he gets a trigger off that, so.
Yeah. There's that. And he kills the Etherphage. And he owns the board and owns his face.
Yep.
So
very nice.
that's still an amazing board. Gotta be, he's like, okay.
And another solid underleveled hand here. He only has level 2s, but that hand is still devastating.
The crazy thing is that Gotta Be has, like, the dream hand here, and it's really just not even close to being enough. See, I would have done that differently. I don't think you want to let that Shaper live another turn. Like, that just, you might just die off of the 7. Like, if you go shock something.
Yeah, I would have much rather take the Shaper off the board, leave the 17-17.
Yeah. I mean, it was a tough spot, because if he leaves
It
the
is, because then he
Deathweaver-
takes 17, but I think he might end up taking, I don't know. Like, he's going to take 12, because you gotta think that Deathweaver's going to get cleared out. It's going to attack through for 12, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So it's only 5 less damage in that regard. Plus, you let him have the triggers this way.
Right. Yeah, I think he's dead here. I'm not sure if he
Oh,
has
he's-
lethal. I haven't done the math, but he's real close to lethal.
Of course, Tanagrams hit.
Math. Psh, what's that? No, it doesn't look like he's got lethal.
Math.
He's just real close to
Very
lethal.
close.
One of the thousands of cards. If he draws one of those thousands of cards, he'll win. Alright, Gotta Be has the Etherphage.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
He has to somehow block 3 lanes.
3
Yeah.
lanes, and Etherphage his opponent twice.
Yep, so he's got to play, like, the Dire Hound in 3. No, the Dire Hound in some other lane. Killing
He's got to
Shaper,
play
Etherphage in 1.
all 5
Right.
of his cards.
No, I
And
think
also come up with 2 Etherphages.
as long as his opponent only had 1 spell in hand, he could survive here by going Dire Hound 3, which kills the Shaper. And then also he can blow up the Dire Hound to kill another guy, and then Etherphage. So he's doing fine.
Wait, how does he live if Caitiri only has 1 spell in his hand? Even the Invoker is lethal.
Yeah, but he can kill the Invoker with
No, I mean, the Invoker that's in his hand is lethal. He plays Shaper Invoker and Gotta Be KD
No.
dies.
I'm saying, if he didn't, if that was the case, if he only had 1 spell in his hand that he couldn't play, because he got pulled, but he has 2.
Yeah, but he doesn't need a spell. That's my point.
Wow, how does he need a spell?
Because playing the
the-
Invoker triggers the Shaper.
Yeah, of course. I'm also assuming he doesn't have Shapers.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
from
So, yeah.
GottabeKD's
You're talking just crazy tech that nobody even would bother thinking about.
We'll just move on from that, since you didn't understand what was happening there.
Clearly.
But either way, Caitiri crushed him into the ground. With, though, the perfect draws. Like, that was just bananas draws.
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to say, hey, Soulforge gods, I'd like it to go this way for this game,
Yeah.
that's pretty much the way you'd ask for.
That's that spot where if you run into that in Swiss, you're just like I hate running into Invoker decks in Swiss, because I know 50% of the time they crap out. But I don't want to be the 50% where they nut draw.
Yeah.
Alright, so he played the Etherphage that, he's got him in there.
I mean, Etherphage is man of the hour here.
This is, wow, this is just not what GottabeKD wants to see here out of the gate. A Lotus plus Roar? What? Wow. I think I probably would have played Doom Rider there.
You do love the Doom Rider.
I know it can be crazy to level it early, but I don't know. I think I'd rather have that in the graveyard than have a Roar that you're probably not going to get to play anyways leveled.
Maybe it's not a bad call, though, because maybe leveling Roar is going to let him actually get a board on the table.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but maybe.
Well, I didn't take a position, so I don't know if you could agree with it. I said maybe.
I guess another point is if he plays the Hounds and his opponent is running Etherphage, he can just prioritize them and then pull all the Varnas packs out of his hand.
Yep.
That's something interesting to think about.
At the same time, I don't think his opponent wants to be playing his Etherphages.
I don't either. I think that's a desperate measure for him.
Yeah.
He probably goes Echo Wisp and Master, unless he wants to spell off the Etherphage. Maybe that's better.
I kind of think he should play a spell.
Yeah, probably. Flame Lance the Etherphage, kills Lotus, play Master.
Same time, an Echo Wisp 3 wouldn't be a bad thing to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. That works well. Put him in front
now
of
you can block the Doom Rider.
Yep. That looks good. Because that's really his goal, is just keep the board clear as much as possible.
Level my guys. Yep, I mean, that was always the thing, was you leveled your Shapers. In this case, he's got Invokers as well, instead of, like, say, it used to be 3 Dark Shapers alongside the Flame Shapers.
Yep, and now he's just
and
got
then take over the board and play level 2.
And he got an Invoker. Probably not all that thrilled about that Invoker.
Yeah. Not a lot of triggers going to be coming off of that one.
No, I don't think so. I think he's looking to see how many Invokers he's leveled. He probably levels the Invoker and the Shaper. Just get the right cards leveled. I mean, he could burn out on the Doom Rider if he really wants to. I don't think I would here. Doesn't seem to be much need. Just block the Doom Rider. Yep.
Yep.
Alright, he's got a Brood Queen. Again, really late. Like, this has been very strange games for a Brood Queen deck.
Yeah, he hasn't played a Brood Queen before 1.3 in either game.
Yeah, this really is not very representative of how this deck normally works. If you're seeing this deck for the first time and you're thinking, what's all the hubbub about Brood Queen? She's no good. This has not been a good representation of how that works. Alright, so he took the shock away, which was really good, knowing the opponent could have a Shaper. If you go Shaper, shock, spell, that's real bad.
Yeah, I mean, you want to break that chain.
Yes. Can't let that happen. That's how you lose in Soulforge.
As it happens, his opponent's hand is still pretty good.
Yeah, but he's got a full board, so at least he's got what he wanted. The problem was a full board against Shaper into spell, kills the Broodfang, ends up trading for the Etherphage.
The problem with doing all that free combat is it moves the Doom Rider away from trading with the Savant.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
But if you wait till post-combat, you don't have an Invoker down anymore.
Mm-hmm. He's in kind of a tough spot here. He's going to have to really think this one out.
Little bit of a pickle.
He clearly doesn't need to worry about the level 1 Shaper. I mean, the level 1 Brood Queen. So you can just kind of take that out of his thought process. Really nothing on his opponent's side is worth worrying about other than the Doom Rider.
Yeah, so Shaper goes in front of Said Brood Queen. I like it.
Okay.
Gonna save himself the damage there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
Shaper
the
trigger
trigger
over
takes it
there.
off.
Kills
Yeah.
him.
I think that's the best way to do it. You just leave him with one guy up.
So we have a
That's-
call in chat to nerf Shapers.
Oh, you guys.
Not sure that's
Don't,
necessary.
don't
Just
play
imagine,
hard.
though, the old Shaper format. You could just play Etherphage, right? And that would trigger Shapers. Play anything you want.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
You wouldn't, because you'd play it with Necrium.
Yep. Play Dark Shaper.
But, yeah, you'd play with Dark Shaper. I don't even care how good the other factions are. I'm sorry, trust me, Dark Shaper would be the right call.
Yeah, Dark Shaper's pretty good. Alright, so he's making a huge Doom Rider. He's basically saying, let's see you burn him down. You think you can burn stuff down? Let's see it, man. Let's see you burn this one down.
Yep, he brought a big one.
And Caitiri's like, don't worry, man. I'll figure it out.
Fortunately for him, that is going to get burned right down.
Is it, though, is the question. I don't know. It might be too big. I haven't done the math yet, but it looks like it's probably too big. At 18.
Well, he's got 18 flat out.
Oh, yeah.
But playing 2
5'9",
spells. What are you talking
5'9".
about?
He's got it just enough. That poor Doom Rider.
Well, sure, but he could use combat if he had to. He could even, he could
Yeah.
trade and do 4 to the face if he wanted
Certainly,
to.
but
He
this is
wouldn't,
the way
though.
you want to do it, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. You do 4 to the face anyway.
Alright, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Deathweaver, Brood Queen Offspring, but it's not really what you want to do. Maybe just go Deathweaver Varna's Pact in front of him. Alright, he's bringing the Direhound. And then Varna's Pact. Alright. Thinking a lot of plays I don't think I would make. Oh, wow, that's amazing. That is dream pull there. This opponent does have the shock, conflagrate, burnout.
Oh, boy.
It's pretty good. And
That's a lot of Doom Riders been leveled, though.
Well, that one was via Pact, so.
Oh, okay, sure. I missed that.
But yeah, it is a lot.
That makes more sense on the count.
So there we go.
There's another one in the
Empty board
graveyard
again.
feature packs.
I don't know. I think Caitiri wins this one too. I think going into player level 3, his level 3 is just so much stronger.
I kind of really hope he 3-0 sweeps this with
I don't-
Shapers.
Wow, he's.
That'll make me feel really good inside.
My goodness, Gottabe's had to make such crazy plays. That was not a bad play, but man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I do not like having to make that play. Yep, then he spells him for 7, and he dies to Master. Oh, man, and Gottabe, not quite what he wants.
That's a lot of... And there's a lot of AoE damage coming down next turn.
Yeah, the Etherphage looks good. And he's got a Varna's Pact. And he's really going to have to pray here, though. I don't know. Invoker plus Lances. It's a lot of dead people.
It really is.
Alright, he was smart. He put the Doom Rider in first. Oh, and he got lucky on the Direhound, so that helped. But, oh, and he got lucky on the
Unfortunately.
Etherphage.
Unfortunately, this is board wipe still.
Yep, but he still has a good enough
5
draw.
AoE knocks everything out for free.
Boom. Buy cards and Invoker 3 on board with Shapers coming. It looks dicey. But here it is. The Doom Rider at every
He's still got
point.
life total though. He can build a giant Doom Rider here and maybe get away with this.
So what's your second play here? I think I would Deathweaver in 1. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
I'm not sure why you would take the damage on the Doom Rider like that.
Yeah, I mean, if your goal is to build a giant Doom Rider that can't be burned,
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. I mean,
because I
here
don't
we
know what
got-
else you can put on the table.
This is just the worst hand ever. Because you've got Master, but you can't even use him.
I think he probably plays him anyways.
I mean, he's a giant body. Puts a lot of pressure on the board. I can see why he wants to.
Yeah, I think you just stick him in one.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Etherphage 3 into Pact 3. It's been a very strange game because GottabeKD has not been leveling those Death Weavers. He's been leveling Varna's packs and not the Death Weaver to go with them, which makes for really, really iffy Varna's packs. Yeah, you have to battle first.
Yeah, and it's in a game where his opponent actually has high level invokers.
Maybe he's gonna pact
clear out
first.
those random guys.
If he packed first and hits 2 Dire Hounds, he just takes out that invoker. So maybe that's his plan. Like,
Sure, yeah.
oh, he's just gonna double Etherphage. Wow, interesting.
He's scared of the spells, and rightly so. When it comes down to it.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. All right, so a pretty bad hand, but
that's a really nice echo with block now. Doesn't that feel nice?
That's amazing. Yeah, I think Pact was the right play there. I don't know. I think Pact had a lot of upside. That play didn't have upside, and I think he's just treading water and waiting for Caitiri to whoop him right here. Whereas playing Pact at least gave him a chance to do something explosive. I don't think you can stall this game out to player level 4 and 5 and think you're going to win.
Well, I mean, they're going to make it to 4, but Caitiri hit his remaining level 2s just in time to go into player level 4 with some real power density.
Exactly. Like, this is a really bad turn if GottabeKD had pressure on him. But since he has no pressure, it's really not that bad. He's just like,
like he's going to hit him for 19. That's it.
Yep.
Now and then next turn,
got my deck
right
set.
here.
Oh, man.
Like, the deck is just stacked at this point.
Yeah.
The only card that is big enough to survive through anything is a giant level 3 Doom Rider.
Yep.
Everything else dies basically for free on any given turn.
I think you have to Pact and hope that you hit something good. I mean, that hand is really bad. I think I would Pact first in case I can roar if everything works out just right.
If you hit, like, the perfect numbers and...
Yeah. He's going to roar, but I think everything's going to die. I don't think that matters that he roared. Yeah, I think that 22 health Doom Rider is dead.
Yeah, you could say that.
7,
no, it's dead.
12, 14... Yeah, well, I think he's going to have to block it with Master, but...
There you go. Tinygram's catching up here.
I don't think that's the order. Okay. He almost played things out of order there. That would have been interesting. Got to get the Shaper down first. And it is a lot of damage. 11 from just the Shaper.
Oh, I mean, he can play the Master first if he wants.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's not how it works. For some reason, I was thinking you had to play them in order.
If it was a level 2 Master, you definitely want the Shaper down first, because you take a free trigger off the Master.
Right. Okay.
Alright, let the carnage begin.
Where's he going to put the Shaper? Does he want to take a little damage on it to kill that Lotus? Is he a little nervous about that? What does he want to do? A Conflagrate will kill 2 Lotuses, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Probably better kill Doom Rider and a Lotus. Just so he doesn't grow a whole bunch.
Well, he can't kill Lotus up until the Doom Rider's down.
Yeah, he does have to be careful about that. Yeah, about that level 3. What is he going to do with that? He can't battle first because it grows a whole bunch. I'm not actually sure how he does this. I wonder if he's done the math here. Because I know I haven't.
I would say it's a likely event that he's doing it right now. And that's why we're sitting here.
Yeah, because this is a lot of math right here. Because if he moves, he's going to grow. If you battle, you have to battle first because you have to get the damage on him. So then he's going to go down to 5. But then he grows 3 each time. So he would grow to 8 to 11. Nearly killing those guys. But then just the 2 Shaper triggers kill them. He can Conflagrate the other 2 guys. So he can go Shaper, he can go Battle, Shaper, Conflagrate across Lotus, Doom Rider, and 4. Nope, the Doom Rider's going to grow as well. So that adds even more variables where he's going to end up. You can still kill him with that, though. This is a lot of variables dancing around.
Poor Tiny Grimes. His mind. His mind. This is why he doesn't play Flame Shaper decks.
Well, my feeble brain can't handle this much math. That may be.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can do this much math, just not.
There's a reason why you're a professor of women's studies.
Of ancient history, I believe you mean.
Ancient women.
I do study some ancient women. That is true. But they are not the focus of my studies.
I believe there's at least one class specifically on them. If I'm correct.
So Caitiri is just mathing. He probably has out like one of those graphing calculators. And he's like,
yes, this definitely requires modeling a parabola for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I've never seen this much math in a play. Wow, he's considering not taking the Shaper trigger. By just
No, that is not the right.
I agree. Because
no matter what happens, Shaper goes down first because if nothing else, you hit him in the face for 7. That's right.
Yeah, I don't understand what his thought process is there. Unless it's simply he doesn't want to take damage on the Shaper, battling. I don't know what's going on here. To have him even consider that has me kind of baffled. Alright. So he is putting him down first. Ending the bafflement. And he has to go to the face.
Tiny Grimes, no longer baffled.
Alright,
Yeah,
goes to the face, battles, takes him off. Doom Rider does quite a dance. And he's left with an amazing board.
An amazing board and an amazing hand.
So Doom Rider 3, definitely coming down. Question is, does he play a Brood Queen to get it leveled here that we're in level 4? Or you just play the Varus Pact and cross your fingers and hope something great happens?
I mean, you kind of got to pray for great things at this point.
I think so too. Like you play the Doom Rider.
Playing Brood Queen accomplishes literally nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's good because it's a removal spell. Like, it's a dude with a removal spell with it, which is kind of insane. But it's going to be removed easily by Invoker. So, I don't know. I think Doom Rider 3 packed in 1/4 is probably the right answer.
Sure.
Let's see what he's got. He must be really frustrated. This is 2 straight games where things just haven't gone right for him. No Brood Queens early, and it's just he's been playing on his back heels the whole time. His back
Well,
heels.
the thing is, when it comes down to it, he can draw as well as he likes. If his opponent hits his Shapers and his Invokers all the time, and chains spells off them, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but if you have your Brood Queens down first, you have a better shot of having something to do about it.
Yep, for sure. Hitting Brood Queen early would be a big help.
Did he just packed 2 Ether Phages, including a level 3 Ether Phage?
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, so now we're seeing the true power of Varna's Pact. Like, that's why Varna's Pact...
Yeah, 1 in 15 times, that'll happen.
Yeah, when it does, you're like, oh, I was dead this game, and now I'm not. Like, he still might lose this game, but that bought him a lot of time.
That bought him some breathing space here.
I mean,
instead of everything dying,
dead.
He has to keep his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty much dead there. What did he pull out with the Ether Phages?
There was Conflagrate and another spell.
Okay.
That I can't actually tell you what it was because I forget.
Okay, so basically it would have been...
Because I didn't look at it.
Shock into a spell with an Invoker, which would have been 6
with an Invoker,
everything.
3 down. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. So now he's just forced to kind of trot out a Shock. I don't think I would Shock here. I think I would just play the other Invoker and be set up to have a pretty crazy hand. The problem is when he kills stuff, Doom Rider is going to go on a rampaging mission.
He's 44 life to 61. It's actually pretty close because Caitiri's going to take a big hit next turn.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. I mean, he could get around the big hit by sticking Invoker in 5, and then battling, and then Doom Rider hops in front of him, and he can block him. The question is, do you really
I think
want to
he's
use
much
that?
better taking the damage,
Mhm.
putting Invoker in 5 post-combat, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I think I like that
Yeah.
quite a bit.
You just set up for an insane turn next turn.
And the Doom Rider's still going to be in front of the Shaper, so he's not going to be taking damage from him. Yep, so here we go. I think that's what he's going to do. Maybe even put him in 2 to not even risk. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you can put him in 2. That's fine,
I like
too.
that even
Yeah.
better.
That's also fine. You take 6 more, but, he's got some life to spare here.
Alright, so his opponent, not a great hand for GottabeKD. I mean, this is pretty tough. I'm guessing he's going to play, I don't even know his name, the Underdrop, just to buff that Doom Rider even further.
Sure, make a
Does
really
he-
giant one.
Does he roar or does he ether phage? I mean, you gotta think he's tempted to ether phage, but he's probably also thinking, like, how many level 1 spells does this guy even have left?
Yeah, like you could whiff entirely, because a lot of the spells have been leveled at this point.
Yeah, and if he whiffs entirely, that will be really bad.
That would be fairly disastrous.
I know it's a tough call. I'm not really sure what all roar gives you, though. It does push through a lot of damage. It makes that Doom Rider even bigger. Probably
Doom
worth
Rider's
it just to
taking
ether phage.
9, but growing a fair bit.
Yeah. Probably worth playing Ether Phage, though. It also blocks one of the Invokers.
Well, sure, jump blocking, but jump blocking is going to get him killed.
Yeah, especially a 5 strength guy with 2 Invokers on the board.
Yeah.
That's called one spell, he's dead.
That's called, don't even have to target that guy if I have a spell, and he's dead.
May not be worth jump blocking that guy. Oh, okay. Yep, he's buffing the Ether Phage to push through even more damage.
Alright.
Roaring to push through even more
Even
damage.
more damage, that's a
He's
lot
on
of damage.
the cusp of victory. Except for the fact that his opponent is going to wipe everything on his board, most likely.
Well, he's got, what, 6 per spell? So that's
Yep.
12 to everything.
12 to everything, plus the burnout,
Plus 8, plus 2,
plus
10,
Echo Wisp.
20.
The problem is that Doom Rider is going to grow 3 times, potentially. Which would make him enormous.
Yeah, moderately enormous. Although, he can just,
Let's see, 3, 6...
the Ether Phage
12.
can be the block, and the burnout can be targeted onto the Doom Rider.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. 3, 6... he doesn't really have enough to kill Ether Phage without burning him. 6, 13, 15 is the most he can do. He's got to chump one of these guys.
Jump.
Mm-hmm.
What are you speaking?
Alright, here it comes. Let's see, so 3... Oh, it's 6, 12...
Going for the face. I didn't actually look for lethal. Is he lethal?
I don't think so.
Oh, he kills that right here. Everything there. Now you block lane 1.
Yep. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
you-
So what I said was block
Yeah.
the Ether Phage.
Exactly.
Burn out.
And then
on
you
the
win.
later. Yeah.
And now if GottabeKD wins, it'll be kind of shocking. He does have the Ether Phage to drop down in front of Invoker, kill him. But then what? I mean,
What's
playing
the
Echo
next
Wisp?
step there?
Echo Wisp, dead. Nether Shriek, pointless. Tangle, worse than pointless. And Caitiri is going to go up 2-0 next turn. There you go. Alright, 2-0
Yeah, I
for
really
Caitiri.
I really wish he'd had a Necreum card in his deck, because I would have backed him in a heartbeat.
Man, and Ether Phage has done nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't need these silly Terra cards.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I feel like he did not open up to us about Ether Phage. I think it's like secret tech that he's working on, because I don't quite get it.
That doesn't shock me, though. Tiny Grimes is easily confused.
Oh yeah. What day is it? What year is it?
It's Tuesday.
Wow. That
Because
2 right in the middle of the board is a little bit annoying. What the? That's, let's get that out of there. That's, we're going to move it over here. There we go. Okay, got the shaper down. Not shocking to see.
Yeah, I mean, Shaper's been pretty darn solid.
All right, he's putting Death
Although,
down this time.
the hero of that game was the Invoker.
Yeah. Here comes another shaper, followed by, tough call. Could just go Ether Phage. I think you have to go Master though. Just level cards here. You're not really behind. Master's amazing. Yeah, I think that's what.
Oh, wait, excuse me, what did you just say?
Hmm?
Did you say that Master is amazing?
In this matchup, yeah. I mean, in this deck. Yeah, I know. I don't like Master of Elf, but if I'm playing Shaper, Invoker, Mono T, then I'm definitely playing Master.
That is the only time you'll ever play Master. And yet Tiny Grams insists on trash talking my Master Elements.
Your Master of Elements, interesting. I know you like.
Well, it's not your Master Elements.
All right, the double Nether Streak. Let's see if you can whip twice.
Double whiff, hit. What's it gonna be?
I don't know.
Double whiff.
That's actually fine because none of those guys are posing a threat anyway.
I mean, it's whatever. You didn't kill a level 1 Master.
Basically,
Elements,
you're
but
just leveling him.
It's still kind of funny.
Yeah. Then I guess you go Shock. I mean, do you go Shock Lance to... Okay, where you go that route. So he didn't even want to level the Shock. That's interesting because he really wants it underleveled for those Shapers. So we really are back to the old Shaper days.
I mean, I was gonna say he's not dumb. He knows not to level the Shock. Yeah, it's been weird playing all these Shocks with Invokers these days in the AT deck when I play it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this isn't supposed to be level 2. What are you doing?
So, Wisp and 4/5. I thought he was going to go Ether Phage, Brood Queen, but Ether Phage probably isn't necessary here. It might just be better to go Deathweaver, Brood Queen. You could go like Deathweaver 4, Brood Queen 1, Offspring, and 1. Probably.
Yeah, not. It's kind of nice that you can leave your Ether Phages as an underleveled card.
Yeah, I think
because your opponent plays level 1 spells and play level 2. You can have your Ether Phages behind 1 level to match his spells.
Yep, because he hasn't really played a spell. He played what, 1 spell?
Yeah, and I mean, nor does he intend to play lots of spells in play level 1. He wants to play creatures.
Yeah.
Then you play spells.
This is perfect. Kills the Master. You don't want to risk. You don't want to put the Brood Queen's Offspring in something that's not active because it's just going to die to Invoker anyway. So might as well get value out of it. Oh, that's the perfect value.
Some
Master
blocks.
of Elements. Oh,
all 3 Master of Elements have been leveled.
Wow. He's got. It's really going to come down for GottabeKD. Can he find Brood Queens early? If he doesn't, I think he's going to get blown out here.
He is going to get comboed right in the face.
Wow, he just played that guy to take away his underlevel ability? I think I would have played Lotus instead.
Yeah, it's interesting because that guy is now...
He's useless.
Sort of a dead card in play level 2.
Yeah, that's really interesting play.
And it's just a creature that's being sacrificed.
Alright, so we can go
and
Shaper.
And he played Lotus anyways.
Shaper, Shock, Conflagrate if we want.
Boom.
Where I'm from, we call that board wipe, son.
Yep. And some damage to the face.
Why not? And Caitiri's got a huge lead again.
Well, I wouldn't call it huge. He has mostly, he's got the Masters leveled. He doesn't have every Shaper leveled.
How many Shapers does he have leveled? Is it just the one? I think it's 2.
And it's 1 or 2.
Oh, he's got 1 more leveled, and he has 1 Invoker. Yeah, so he doesn't have quite the lead, but he's doing fine on board. I think that gives him a big lead. And his opponent is not
he's really just looking to control the board. So, yeah, I mean, that's really a rather weak turn. He doesn't even take the Shaper off, so he has another shot here.
Invoker,
so you get Invoker, Shock Spark, or burnout if he wants, but I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah.
And it is not.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you
So
go
now-
shock to the face, spark, the hound.
What are you talking about, sir? He's not going to spark the hound. Stop being
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean, do that. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Yeah, sure it is. I believe you.
Either way, the damage.
That's what
comes
China
through.
was meant to say.
Either way, the damage comes through. And here we are with that level 2 guy.
Oh, Lord.
You can't even use him now because he's leveled. Oh, wow, he's going all in on the luck shot now. He's I'm just going to put a dire hound in the pack.
It's Dire Hound pack time.
Maybe I'll
It's the
pack the
Invoker.
dire hound. Who knows? I'm dead. Oh, man. Jeez, Invoker, Master, Shock is not bad.
Yeah, the funny part is he drew the one level Durrani Bolt, so he can't actually chain.
Yeah, I know. And that's what we're seeing. That's why you don't level your spells in this. I mean, he felt like he had to that turn, but yeah, you just don't want to do that. Here we go. A fairly early Brood Queen, but it's not active, so the offspring may die before it does anything. But the Death Weaver will certainly help it. So I guess you go like
Yeah, make it a little bit bigger. Make it a little
Death
bit
Weaver
bigger.
4, Brood Queen 3, Offspring in 1, and Prey. But most likely it's not going to come to fruition. Yeah, here we go. So we'll see if he can just keep that Brood Queen alive and the Brood Fang do damage. That's his goal. I don't see it though. Let's see. Double Flame Lance.
This hand could really use a static shot.
Yeah, no, it really could. You might have to play Burnout here. Yep. That way he can just hit the other guy. Yep. Well, it looks right to me. And now
Yep.
he's just left with one Death Weaver. He really needs to find like.
That's not a
pack
bad card to have in the pull through though.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the turn.
A pack 2
Yeah.
kind of saves him. He doesn't have a pack 2. He has a pack 1. But even a really good pack 1 could be helpful. He's got to be looking at that Nether Shriek and going, oh, I mean, I could go Brood Queen 4, 5, throw down the Nether Shriek. It will definitely kill one of them, but the Master doesn't matter. It's got to kill the Invoker. Wow, he leads with the Nether Shriek. That is really stunning to me. I'm not sure why.
Alright, so triple whiff
Okay.
on Nether Shriek.
Well, this was his
There we
plan.
go.
If he misses,
Yeah.
then he can at least poison him. So that's perfectly reasonable.
Yep, take him off.
You might as well go,
All right.
though, I think, Brood Queen, Offspring in 1 first, 50-50 to kill the Master. I think that might have been a better way to do that. All right, but either way, we're looking at Shaper. Oh, this is a hard hand. Does he go Shaper Invoker?
Actually, I've been thinking about this hand. This hand is fine. You go Shaper, you Shock, you Spark, you kill guys. GottabeKD is already down to 44, and he's taking 9 this turn.
That's not possible.
You just plan on killing him in the next 3-4 turns. There's a Shaper 3 in that deck, and it is going to be lethal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Conflagrate plus Shock looks pretty strong here.
You
No.
just start burning the face and killing as much on the board as you can, and he's going to get there. Almost definitely.
Yeah, let's see. What is he gonna do? Looking through his hand, what do I have coming? I got that coming. All right.
Well, it's 3.1. He's got everything coming.
That he does. So we'll see. Like, Caitiri really has this game locked up if he doesn't just not draw anything, right? And that's what can happen to this deck. You've got the Shapers leveled, but he's only got 1 level 3. If he
Well,
whiffs
see,
on
that's why I really want him to go for the face, because he puts him low enough, it doesn't matter what cards he draws. He can kill him with random lightning sparks at a level 1, just
Mhm.
throwing them at his face if he gets him low enough.
it, right?
And here we go.
Spark to
Yep.
the face,
Going
My
right for the
guy.
face.
and then do another one to the face. I mean,
He doesn't care about the Nether Drake. He'll take 12.
Yep.
The Brood Queen kills nothing.
All right, level 3 Brood Queen coming down. That's something at least.
Yep, that's a big guy. And it fills 2 lanes.
Then what goes with it?
Maybe take back the board a
Yes,
little bit
the
here.
Etherphage has to be, but I don't know. The Etherphage is way under level now. But Caitiri does have a whole slew of level 1 spells, and he wants to play
Yeah, I mean,
level
he
1
can
spells.
definitely hit. He's got most of his spells are actually still level 1. So
Yeah, and he wants level 1 spells to trigger the Shaper, so I think the Ether
Yeah.
Phage is probably the right play here. Yeah.
there's the Brood Fang coming down. Yep.
Ooh, he did not play the Ether Phage. He
Roar.
decided to kill him. I mean, it's reasonable. But now he's kind of at the mercy of his opponent. Does he have the amazing hand? It's pretty good. Not amazing, but it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Got like Master and 4. It's going to give
I mean,
you
you're playing 4 cards, so
2 free spells. You get the Ether Phage. I'm going to let him do the math, but here's the bottom line. All his stuff is dying. We'll leave the math up to Caitiri. Lots of stuff is dying here.
yeah, that chat message right there is completely accurate.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
I think we're seeing the
Fine
new
else.
best deck in the meta.
Really, you're just gonna make that call, right?
I mean,
you see him
3-0
play 3 games.
3-0 against the old best deck in the meta. It must be the new best deck in the meta. Isn't that
Clearly,
how the
that is
rules
how
works?
that's how all card games work, right?
Oh man. Caitiri's like, I'm gonna win the Invitational easily with this deck because it's the anti-Brood Queen deck. Alright, was able to get some face damage. It's pretty solid. And then... Okay, just fill multiple lanes to push damage. Seems reasonable.
Yeah. I like his choice to leave the Brood Queen then because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can't really kill anything of too much
Doesn't
importance.
do anything. The Master Element's already at 3 HP. Who cares?
Yep.
The Savant's already attacking. Like, what's it gonna do?
So is the play here the obvious play? Shaper 2 packs and just hope that that's gonna be enough. I don't think he has another play.
Yeah, see, and that's a big part of what I don't like about Varna's pack, is because that's your game plan. Like,
Yeah, but it's a nice backup plan. Like he hasn't done well with the Brood Queens. He backup planned into a Dire Hound, which is
is it a nice backup plan though? Because it doesn't seem like it's working super well this match.
it's because he hasn't been leveling the Death Weavers though. He's made some kind of odd leveling choices. This is the first game where he's actually leveled Death Weavers a little bit. I would think that not drawing Brood Queens would have pushed him in a Death Weaver pack direction, but he just decided not to.
And he's yeah, there we go.
Alright, he's got the board now. Is it going to be enough? Or is his opponent just going to burn him to the face for 13 and assume he'll draw one single spell?
No, he's gonna kill some creatures here. There's no need to.
How much does Conflagrate do on 2? I'm not sure.
It does. I think
Is it 5?
6. 6, I think.
Wait,
Yeah, it's 6.
okay.
Yeah, it's 6.
6 is pretty good. Is he going to spark the Death Weaver so they can do 6 to the face? Seems
That makes
reasonable.
more sense than just spark him in the face. So.
Yeah, certainly. Plus now he has to block him.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't think will be real. But his opponent's at 9.
Yeah.
Any shaper plus spell combo, anything.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ways to just finish him off. Seems reasonable.
Only
He's
taking
thinking about
17 next turn.
Oh, he's going to burn him out.
Just gonna burn out to the
2
face.
more damage.
Take the 2 more damage, which is totally fine as well. I actually think I like it better because
Yeah.
now a burnout is lethal.
Yeah, I think he was thinking like this triggers Spark 2, Flame Lance 2,
Yep.
and Burnout. That's just so many more.
And he's right. You'd much rather have that as an option rather than keeping your crappy Echoism on the board.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so Gottabe's looking at his hand and going, I've got these amazing Nether Shrieks. Where are your cards to kill, sir? Where are they? Give me cards to kill. Oh, I'm dead? Oh, okay, cool. Alright, and that's it. The 3-0 is in the books, Jake. I'm going to admit, I didn't see that one
Flame
coming.
Shaper, king of the world.
I did not see that one coming.
I kind of
All
love
right, let's bring on our hero, the slayer of the Brood Queen, Caitiri. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
You have slayed the Brood Queen. She is laying, withering about in agonizing pain.
And like I said, everything dies to fire.
The one thing I would say is your opponent didn't actually play Brood Queens or see them.
Yeah, I actually don't think Brood Queen is that good in this matchup anyway.
Interesting. It seems like it
For your
would
opponent,
be
yeah.
because it can remove your invokers and shapers. You haven't found that to be a problem?
No, like, it's good in level 1, but then after that, you usually, as long as you can establish enough void presence, you remove it before they can trigger it anyway.
Interesting.
I think Doom Rider is really the biggest issue because it makes the math so much harder.
Yeah, there were a couple turns there where you were thinking really hard, and I was actually thinking, I'm really glad I'm not playing this game because I'm not in the mood to do that much math. I'll just wait and see how Caitiri figures it out because there's just too much math here.
There's that one turn where he had the full board and I blocked with the Master on his Doom Rider. And I think I was a little bit hasty on that because it may be that I should have killed off one of his creatures first to move the Doom Rider before blocking with the Master.
Oh, and then put it down. Yeah, that may be.
It depends. The problem is then you're using a spell to do that, which you need to play the Master first to get the trigger, so I don't know. It gets quite complicated, but...
Right. Well, that was certainly a good match. Will you be able to come back next week to defend your title?
Yeah, I should be able to.
I mean, you may be the Forge Watch Invitational Pod G winner by then.
You never know. We'll see.
All right, I might put you on the spot here. Are you gonna win Pod G?
Sure, I'm gonna win Pod G.
Okay.
There we go. There's the prediction.
There are some strong players in that pod.
Come on, man. There aren't any strong players in that pod. You know it.
Well, just
say
me,
it.
right?
Just say it right here.
Maybe I give my opponents too much credit.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, all the pods look like they have quite a few good players, so it should be a really fascinating event.
Yeah, it should be really good.
All right, well, thanks for coming on and showing us all that apparently Flame Shaper, Invoker, plus spells, you'll always draw them, and you will always win with them.
Well, you have to know how to play around the hands where you don't draw them, right?
There you go. That's true. I didn't see many of those, though. You really did a good job of drawing them and playing them.
I did draw all right, yeah.
But you also played very smart at the beginning in dropping the cards you needed to do, not feeling like you should remove stuff with spells and just sticking to your game plan, playing the Shaper, playing the Master, playing the Invoker, and knowing player level 2 is going to come around and I'm going to be able to burn the world down.
Yep, that's the plan.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on. And
Thanks for having me.
Stay tuned next week when 2 will enter the Forge, 1 will leave champion, and 1 will leave beaten, battered, and bruised, and possibly burnt.